Alright guys, this is the outline of your project that you're going to be working on for the next few weeks. When you go to my Padlet, it's called My How-To Project. It's pulled up on the smartboard right now. And you can look and see that the first line is project directions, and it says you are making an informative book that covers many parts of technology. Each book will contain a cover page, table of contents, section for how-to guide, and a glossary. The requirements for your project is you're going to have a cover page, which is the name and the period. On the cover page, we'll work on that later, so don't worry about that today. Table of contents, this is where you're going to list the items that you're going to create a how-to step guideline for. Then you're going to have each section requirements. So for each thing that you're going to create a how-to guide for, that's called a section. So the requirements are a title, parts with pictures, steps with pictures if needed to increase the understanding, and then a glossary, which is for now we're just going to list the keywords that are important to understand how. So on your paper today, what I'm needing you to do is, let me pull up the right screen, and I want to go to File, New, Blank. Okay, so on your project, so actually, you know what, let me do this in OneNote because it will show you a new page. Okay, so on the top of your page, the things that you need to do today, so you need to have a table of contents. And on your table of contents, you're going to start with the things that you're going to create steps for, which would be connect or hook up cannot type up a desk computer, connect or hook up of a laptop, and then let's say how to connect your phone, be specific with the type, or tablet. So that's what your table of content is going to say. And besides then, for each section, so for section 1 would be connect or hook up a desktop computer. So underneath that section, you're going to get a subcategory named parts. And I'm going to underline that and bold it, highlight it. So then my parts might be 1. I have a monitor. And then beside that, I would put a picture of a monitor. Then I might have a tower. And then beside that, I'd basically place a picture of a tower. Some other things might be your VGA cord, USB cord, mouse, keyboard, those types of things. So from that, I am going to write out my steps. So for an example, if I am going to talk to you about how to change your staples in a stapler. So my example would be, let me give you some room down here. My example for my steps would be step 1. Firmly grab the base of the stapler. Step 2. Hold the top of the stapler with the other hand. Make sure you do not grab the tray. Step 3. Gently pull the 2 parts away from each other. So as you can tell, those are very specific steps that would go all the way through the process that you would be making. So that's just kind of have an outline. So for today, you need to, on your table of contents, you can go ahead and list 1, 2, and 3. Then your next part, which is connecting a hookup, this is your first section. So this is realistically called section 1. All right, and then you have the different stuff underneath it. And if you look on the board, I have given you copies of how some things that'll be on there. There's some papers on the top right part of my page where I've given you some brief examples. So the oh, I missed this. Your glossary. So the terms that you might list would be monitor, tower, BGA, all those words that describe the different parts or describe something or a task or a movement that are not necessarily things that you might would know. So you're making this as a booklet, okay? So when you jump back to my Padlet, you can see that there's an example of the cover, table of contents, section requirements, and the glossary. Kind of gives you an outline. When you get through, you're going to staple them together, put them in the green basket that's on top of the computer desks on the wall beside the door. There shouldn't be any questions because it's pretty straightforward. The projector will be pulled up with this on the board, so you don't need to get to my Padlet today. But if there's any questions, we will talk about it at a later time.